Let me take you back to a time when Britain was still a truly wild part of the world, and when hardly anyone lived in what we now call Shropshire. In those times, there were many animals here that have now disappeared. Elk, lynxes, bears, and at Attingham, where the River Tern meets the Severn, a pair of beavers. As you probably know, beavers build dams, which create large wetlands, which are actually very helpful to lots of smaller species of animals. And so when these beavers finished their dam, a bird arrived to explore the new swamp. A bird that you can often still see here at Attingham. A heron. Down from the sky it flew with its huge wings, almost like a pterodactyl, until it landed in the marsh with a quiet plop and began to look for lunch. It wasn't long before the heron saw lots of suitable snacks, fish of course, but also frogs, worms, insects, voles, mice, ducklings. But this heron had been flying for a long time and wanted a really big meal. And then there, exactly what it had been looking for. A long, slippery eel. And bang, like a flash, the heron grabbed that eel in its pointed beak. But now, the real battle began. This eel was twice as long as the heron's very own neck, and almost as thick, and the heron started to swallow its slippery prey, still raw and wriggling. I won't go into too much detail, but it was not a very pretty sight, and even the two local girls, who were used to doing this kind of thing themselves, had to look away in disgust. Eventually, that long slimy eel was gone, and the heron was absolutely stuffed. So full, it hurt just to think about moving, let alone flying. You might know that feeling after dinner on Christmas Day. But little did that heron know that it was in mortal danger. From under a thick bush, a lean wolf had been watching the whole show and could now see it was time to grab its own meal. From its hiding place, it sprinted towards the heron, and with a loud crack, it frantically beat its wings and struggled to take off properly. The wolf made an almighty leap, and its jaws yanked off several tail feathers of the heron, but it managed to escape. Just. That lucky heron shared its story wherever it went after that, and that is why, despite their size, herons are always quite nervous birds, because they know when they get too greedy and have too big a lunch, they could end up as lunch themselves.